Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news taxes on wages in New Zealand are amongst the lowest in the OECD. But first, as we head towards the long holiday weekend, the Standard & Poor's 500 is on track for its worst day in 3 weeks amid mounting geopolitical tensions. In the US, job openings rose to a 7-month high in February, while the pace of hiring slipped, pointing to a growing skills mismatch and further tightening of their labour markets. In Germany, economic sentiment improved sharply and much more than expected in April, pointing to a pickup there in economic growth in the months ahead for them. In Australia, consulting firm Deloitte is warning that there is little an Aussie government could do if China falls off the rails. That could happen, they say, if there's a trade war or a banking crisis or a loss of public confidence as asset prices fell. The Deloitte modelling, which is based on a scenario in which China's growth rate slows from 6.5% targeted this year to less than 3%, shows a downturn in China would bring a recession in Australia, costing 500,000 jobs and sending house and share prices slumping. The reason the Aussie government couldn't lean against such an impact is their budget is already deep in deficit and the RBA's interest rates are at a record low. So there is little the authorities could do to soften the impact of a slump in China. New Zealand not only doesn't have a budget deficit, it also has scored the second best in the OECD's review of taxing wages. And for families with children, taxes on their earnings in New Zealand are the lowest of all the OECD countries surveyed. In New York, the US Treasury 10-year yield is noticeably lower at 2.30%. And oil prices are up slightly today, now just over $53 for the US benchmark, while the Brent benchmark is just over $56 a barrel. But the gold price is sharply higher on those geopolitical tensions, up $20 to $1,273 an ounce. However, the New Zealand dollar starts today little changed at 69.6 US cents. On the cross rates, the Kiwi dollar is at 92.8 Aussie cents, and against the euro, 65.6 euro cents. The TWI is now at 74.9. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.